Hello and welcome, good people of the Zinzino universe. It's been a while. It's been a while for me. It's been a long time. I'm struggling to remember when was the last meetings of mine that I was actually a part of. But here we are, deep into the autumn on this, what is here in the UK, fantastic, glorious blue sky day. I hope you are all well. I hope you are keeping well. I hope you've had a great year to date. I would imagine that I had the joy and pleasure of meeting several of you just a couple of weeks ago when we were over in Oslo for what is, has to be said on record, one of the single best annual events we have ever had, which has always made what it is by all of you. So thank you so much. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whichever part of the world you are joining us from. This meetings of minds could not be any more timely because of the nature of what we're going to discuss. But before I delve into discussing these things, I have to apologize because it appears that currently we don't have translation available for the Polish or the Turkish on the call. I do apologize. If that gets remedied as we're going through, fantastic. If not, all we can do is apologize for that, and hopefully you can keep up and maybe follow up on that afterwards when this is made available as a recording. But without further ado, what are we going to discuss? Well, it's no secret. We are going to discuss our brand new baby, superb addition to the product lineup, which is Collagen Boost. And before I introduce our guest, which, by the way, is going to give me great personal and professional pleasure to do so. But before I introduce our guest, I want to explain a couple of things. One, that predates the launch, and then secondly, with regards to since the launch. And so we've long been interested in a collagen product because we know how good the research is in that area. And we're also well aware of what a collagen product means to people out in the field and people who are really mindful of what it is they can do to best facilitate the nutritional options that they have and how they can supplement intelligently. But we took our time. We wanted to add to our roster in an intelligent and meaningful way. And as always, we wanted to do something that would actually pioneer and change the game a little bit. So that was our intention. And so that takes time. It's not something that you can just create quickly. First of all, you have to consider the research, and then you have to engage people that you consider to be the experts that can extend your knowledge and your capacity. And fortunately for us, we knew exactly who to call. And that's the guest I'm shortly going to introduce. And before I do bring him to the front, Rich McWatt and I, we met some years ago with regards to, our shared interest in nutrition and formulations and product development. And we immediately had huge kind of crossover. Rich is a very active sportsman himself. He takes part in a lot of endurance events. He is the kind of person that I most resonate with because he lives the brand. He is a person who embodies what it is to work in this space and to do it with kind of integrity. And so we connected and we hit it off. And so I never lost that thought. I knew there was an expert out there who was superb at this. And, it's always best to recognize where the boundaries are. And whilst our team did a phenomenal job of getting a clear understanding of what matters, when it came to really fusing that to a formulation, you bring in the big guns. And so that's exactly what we did. And we did it so proudly. The second thing I want to mention before Rich comes on, and I want you all, and I can see there's hundreds here now, to have your piece of paper, your pencil, your pen ready. And that includes some of the translators on here who've been contacting me over the past 2 weeks because we've been bombarded with questions. And I have a good insight and understanding what it is that Rich is going to explain in his presentation part of today's meetings of minds. And then we're going to delve into that and unpack things a little bit more as a part of a conversation. So several of you will have reached out and asked some of these questions. The answers are here. And you will know if you've contacted me, I've said, wait, we're going to do a meetings of mine. Wait. And now here we are. And so for those of you who are really active, remember after this, we will make this video available. So when people approach you and ask you those questions, you've got an on-tap resource that will really reveal and bring to the surface all of the information. As with any topic, particularly in the science and research and nutrition area, there are always differences of opinion. That's what I love about science. That's what I love about research, because that's what keeps us pioneering and moving forward. And at Zinzino, we have a Kaizen mindset. So we're constantly evaluating and reevaluating what we do. And right now, we are confident we have best in class, but we will keep a keen eye. We will maintain our partnerships. And if new evidence and new information emerges and we see that we can do things differently, or there is an opportunity to pioneer and do it even better in the future, then we will. But I promise you now, there is a huge amount of intellect, perspiration, determination, consideration, collaboration that has gone into the achievement of Zinzino Boost. And now, without further ado, I'm going to bring forward one of those key collaborators, an expert in his own right on this topic. So, Rich McWatt, please step forward, take center stage, you handsome devil. It's great to have you here, my friend. It's much appreciated.
Thanks, Colin. Yeah, welcome everybody, and thanks for that massive introduction. I hope I answer all your questions here today. I'll just give you a little bit of a background to myself. So as Colin mentioned, we've known each other for quite a few years now. We do have lots of shared interests. I am a very keen sports person. Throughout my life, I've always made my own supplements for various different events that I do, from ultra marathons to Ironman races, etc. For the past 15 years, I've worked in the nutraceutical field. And then about 5 years ago, I worked with a company that procures a third of the world's collagen, and I became the European technical director of that team. So I have a vested interest and passion around collagen and the benefits that it can bring to people. So that's why when Colin came to me asking around a fantastic products that you guys wanted to launch, I could come forth with some solutions and ideas to be able to bring a brilliant product to market. Before I start on my presentation, I would like to say that, as I've mentioned, I've worked in this industry for a long time, and I've come across a lot of collagen products, but I've not come across one that encompasses so many ingredients that work synergistically with collagen, but also independently to support skin health. So this really is a top-notch product that we're about to launch. So without further ado, I'll go through a presentation, and then obviously at the end, if you've got any questions, I'll hopefully be able to answer them. And if I don't, I'll find you the answers out. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. Okay. Right, so obviously we're discussing Collagen Boost. So what I'd like to do through this presentation is just take you through the different ingredients and how they're going to benefit our skin. So obviously, as we know, it's a 10-day program to really boost our skin health and get your skin looking the best it can possibly be. So what is Collagen Boost? So it's a 46 milliliter liquid collagen, contains a range of different ingredients, all of which are targeted to help skin health. There are other competitors who have collagen gels on the market, and they have other ingredients, but not all of them are directed primarily at skin health. That's what we've aimed to do with this particular product. So what is collagen? You've probably read up about it. You'll have heard a lot about it. So it's basically the most abundant protein within the body. So it makes up approximately 30% of the proteins in the body. It offers a wide range of benefits for the skin, including improved elasticity, better hydration, and wrinkle reduction. After the age of early to mid-20s, we start to lose that capacity to be able to produce our own collagen as well. Okay, so by ingesting a supplement with collagen, it helps to boost our own collagen production, and obviously it increases the amount of collagen in the body. So with its ability to support skin healing, protect against environmental damage, and boost overall skin health, marine collagen is a valuable supplement for those looking to maintain and enhance their skin's appearance. So the collagen that we're using in this product as well is MSC collagen, which is Marine Stewardship Council. So with this, it's basically the most sustainable farming of fish that's available. So that the fish are actually wild, and then obviously once they've been used, there's fish being replaced into the ocean. So we're not getting a depletion of the fish stocks. Also, the collagen size is 3,000 Daltons, which for an MSC fish, that's the lowest it would be. People often talk about the Dalton size of collagen. So in its rawest form, collagen is around 300,000 Daltons. And what that means is if you ingested it in its rawest form, such as something like bone broth, the body can't actually digest it because the Dalton size is too high. Daltons is the molecular weight of the actual particle. So what happens is there's a process called hydrolyzation, and that creates a peptide. So when it reaches a threshold of 5,000 and below, it allows the small intestine, which works like a sieve, it allows the body to be able to absorb it. Okay, so then it goes through the sieve-like small intestine, and then it goes around the body to where it's needed. And that can be joints, it can be tendons, ligaments, it can be primarily skin health with type 1 and type 3 peptides that's in this particular product. Okay, so you do get some products which have lower Dalton size. But as I say, once you've reached that 5,000 Dalton threshold, it doesn't really make a difference because that's where it can start to be absorbed properly. Also, there's a lot to be said about the actual manufacture of the peptides. And due to the fact that we have the MSC certified collagen, it has to go through the highest manufacturing process possible with all the relevant checks in place to ensure that it's the best quality product out there. And that's why Zinzino decided to go down the MSC route, A, for sustainability, and B, for the overall quality of the peptides that we've got. This is a personal analogy that I created. So it's called the tent analogy. So if you're camping and it's chucking it down with rain, and the canvas is starting to sag because of the rain, and the tent poles are starting to buckle. Collagen is like, so your skin is like that over the age of 21 to 25-ish, starts to lose that structure. What collagen does is it starts to strengthen those tent poles, which the effect of that helps to smooth out the canvas of the tent. And that's the easiest analogy I've come up with to describe what collagen actually does to the skin. Within the product as well, and these are what sets it apart from other products, is we have pre and postbiotics. So if we look at the chicory root, prebiotic, helps with your gut microbiome. It's primarily recognized for its digestive and gut health benefits. So its ability to balance the microbiome, which helps to reduce inflammation, and it supports detoxification. So this has really positive effects on the skin. So regular intake of inulin can contribute to clearer skin, better hydration, and reduces the signs of aging. In relation to the plenibiotic, so plenibiotic is it's a brand new ingredient actually. So it's only recently come out. So this massively sets us apart from the rest of the crowd, because currently there's no other product in the world with this plenibiotic. Okay, so this can benefit the skin in many ways. Obviously, it improves gut health, which again reduces systemic inflammation, produces a balanced gut microbiome, which enhances your immune function as well, and it supports the skin's natural barrier function. So this postbiotic can help with skin hydration, reduces the severity of any skin conditions like acne and eczema, and it promotes overall healthier and more resilient skin. So the plenibiotic is a postbiotic. So what this means is it's a microbiome that has died, but it still benefits the body after it's dead. So the benefit of this is it will never diminish whilst it's in the packet, whereas a lot of probiotics can die whilst they're in sachets or in any kind of product, whereas these, because they're already dead but still continuing those benefits, it's never going to have a shelf life. So that's the benefit of these particular ones. So moving on. So hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is used in many topical skincare products. So the benefit of oral hyaluronic acid is it helps improve the moisture of the skin. It also helps with joint health and dry eye syndrome. So how does it work? So the Dalton size, so again, the molecular weight of hyaluronic acid is 800,000, which sounds huge, which it is, but it's easily broken down in the small intestine into smaller fragments. So these fragments enter the bloodstream and they contribute towards the natural production of hyaluronic acid. So this benefits skin hydration, joint lubrication, and connective tissue health. So hyaluronic acid is also really beneficial for osteoarthritis and other joint conditions. So while not all the hyaluronic acid is absorbed intact, the smaller components play a role in maintaining the body's hyaluronic acid levels. It also works very synergistically with vitamin C, so it helps to promote more hyaluronic acid within the body. Vitamin C. Now, this is a powerhouse of a vitamin. It has lots of the benefits that it has, but it helps with obviously your immune system, bone health, and it's also really effective in skincare. It provides multiple benefits. So it stimulates collagen production on its own, working synergistically with hyaluronic acid and collagen itself. So it helps brighten the skin. It's also a huge antioxidant. And what does that mean? So it helps to free the body of free radicals. So these are elements that can damage the body, cause inflammation. So it protects against those. Regular use of vitamin C helps improve overall skin health, giving it a youthful glow, enhancing the elasticity and preventing premature aging. So it also helps against sun damage. So again, it is massive vitamin, a really useful vitamin with lots and lots of health benefits. Magnesium. So we've gone through, as I say, we've got vitamins, minerals, and other ingredients. So we've picked out all the ingredients that are going to benefit your skin. So it's an essential mineral and it provides a range of skin benefits. Again, it reduces inflammation. It improves hydration, elasticity, and usefulness. It also helps regulate the skin's pH value. So it contributes to a more resilient skin. L-arginine. So again, this is an amino acid. So multiple benefits for the skin with this one. Improves hydration again, wound healing, and this also helps benefit collagen production. So it has the anti-aging effects. It supports the skin's natural repair process, and it protects against sun damage and environmental damage as well. Biotin, you may well have seen biotin in lots of skin, hair and nail vitamins previously. So again, it's a vital nutrient for maintaining healthy, well-hydrated skin. It supports the skin's barrier function. So again, improves hydration, reduces inflammation, and works with promoting skin healing. So it's often associated with hair health, but its benefits for the skin make it a valuable part of a well-rounded skincare routine. So glycine, this is another amino acid. So it offers a wide range of benefits for the skin, from collagen support and wound healing to improving hydration, elasticity, and anti-aging effects. So there's it boosts the collagen production as well. So again, another ingredient that works synergistically with collagen, and it protects against oxidative damage. So again, it's another antioxidant. So it plays a crucial role in maintaining firm, smooth, and healthy skin, making it another vital component in skincare. So rice bran ceramides, this is another one that's not, it's not used regularly in skincare products. I know of maybe 2 or 3 companies globally that have it in an oral form. They're used quite often in topical skincare, but not necessarily in oral form. So when taken orally, the ceramides are absorbed in the intestine, they enter the bloodstream and transported to the skin via the bloodstream. Once they reach the skin, they help restore the lipid matrix in the outermost layer of the skin. So this reinforces the barrier function, helping to lock in that moisture, working beneficially with all the other ingredients. It's an effective way to support skin hydration and strengthen the skin's barrier. So that reduces dryness and irritation. They're particularly beneficial for improving skin texture and combating signs of aging and soothe sensitive skin. So by working from the inside out, these ceramides offer long-term skin health benefits and are a natural option for maintaining healthy, hydrated, and youthful looking skin. Copper, another mineral that's vital for skincare. So again, it boosts collagen, working synergistically again, and also elastin, which is very important for the skin elasticity. So this promotes healing, hydration, and it's a powerful mineral that improves the firmness of skin, the texture, and the radiance. Zinc, again, it works synergistically. We're hearing that word a lot, and that's because we purposely chose these ingredients because they work together. So it's very versatile mineral. It's something that's vital for us all. Has really strong anti-inflammatory benefits. It's an antioxidant, and it helps with healing the body as well as the skin. So it's used for treating acne, promoting wound healing, to reducing signs of aging and protecting against sun damage. So it supports the skin health on multiple levels, whether it's taken internally or applied to the skin topically. It's a really powerful ally to maintaining resilient skin. We do have other ingredients in there, such as bilberries. So we have bilberry extract, which the extract is at 130 to 1 ratio. What that means is in each sachet, there is the equivalent of about 30 bilberries. So bilberries, as well as being really high in vitamin C, so having that antioxidant effect and all the other benefits of vitamin C, it's also really high in anthocyanins, which again help to protect against oxidative stress and cellular damage. So it's a great ingredient to add to the product, and it tastes good. We also have acerola cherry, not at the same level as the bilberry, but that works with the natural flavors that we have in the product and is extremely high in vitamin C. So we have another component that's high in vitamin C. That's probably about 3 or 4 cherries worth within the product. So Yeah, so that's the end of the program. I just wanted to discuss all the ingredients, let you know what the benefits of those ingredients are, and to show how well they work together with collagen to give you that complete boost that we're looking to do through this this collagen boost 10-day program. Thank you. If you've got any questions, which I'm sure you have, because I've been receiving many questions over the last few days, then please feel free to share.
Brilliant, Rich. Thanks for that. I'm going to take us through some questions, but I am going to open up the box. So right now I can see there's a lot of chat in the chat box, but if you do have a specific question that you feel that hasn't been addressed, then throw it into there. I'm going to try and pick up as many of them as I possibly can, but I'm going to start looking at the at that moment. I can see a few questions pouring in now, and I will go back through as best I can and pick a few out. But Rich, you can just first of all, I really appreciate that, because obviously our annual event, I along with Gabriella Helmer from marketing, we launched the product. And we explained a lot about what was in the formulation and some of the decision making around that. Since then, I've done numerous presentations on it, and there has been lots of questions. So really, I want to start from this notion of, everyone's obsessed with two things in my experience. One are the amounts, particularly of the collagen and the hyaluronic acid, and then the molecular weight of both of those. So I know you've mentioned them in that, but if you could just spend a little bit more time, let's focus first of all on the collagen. So first of all, the total amount. Obviously, we went quite high on it and put the 8 grams in, and then the molecular weight. Can you tell us something about either or both of those in a bit more detail? Why you'd want so much, and what relevance this molecular weight has when it comes to absorption and digestion and those matters?
Yeah, sure. So obviously, to start off with, we added 8 grams. The clinical studies on collagen are usually at 5 grams. They're between 5 and 10 grams. And with regards to adding 8 grams, which is a high dosage of collagen, it's going to, it meets the requirements. So then we can talk about the clinical studies and the amount that we've got in there to actually be of benefit to skin health. And you've also got lots more studies coming out in relation to type 1 and type 3 collagen being beneficial for joint health as well. So you've got enough in there to be able to talk about it, and you've got more than enough to be able to hang your hat on it and say this is a fantastic product. In relation to Dalton size, I did touch on it earlier. So in its rawest form, collagen itself is 300,000 Daltons. So when you ingest that, the body will not be able to make it bioavailable to the skin because it's too large. The particle sizes are too large to pass through the small intestine threshold. So the threshold is around 5,000 Daltons. Once you reach that amount, it can pass through very easily. So from 5,000 to 2,000, which is where the majority of collagens are, it can pass through, and it's pretty much the same across the board. From 2,000 to 5,000, it will all pass through the small intestine and work through the bloodstream to get to the skin to provide that health benefits that we're looking for. One of the main aspects of creating hydrolyzed peptides is the manufacturing process. And to achieve the MSc certification, the manufacturing has to be of the highest level. So you can get maybe a 2,000 Dalton collagen, but if the processing isn't up to standard, it's not a high quality product. So it's not necessarily going to be as bioavailable. Whereas whilst it's very highly processed and well produced, and you have to be able to attain the MSc, then you know that you've got a really strong product. So in relation to Dalton size, between 2,000 and 5,000 doesn't really make a difference because it's going to absorb, because the size of the sieve-like small intestine allows it all through.
And so does that relate, because you made reference to this, and with regards to the bone broth and dietary mechanisms, does this molecular weight, does this Dalton's factor, does this play a part, therefore, why sometimes when we take this from like whole food sources, there's a limitation or a barrier because you can't actually guarantee that kind of molecular weight?
Yeah, because the body would have to work extremely hard to digest it properly. The benefits are very, very little. So if you're taking a bone broth for skin health, it's not necessarily going to be of any benefit. It can benefit in other areas because it contains lots of other vitamins and minerals which will be absorbed. But the actual collagen side, because of the size of the collagen itself, the molecular weight is too big, the body wouldn't be able to utilize that collagen.
So that ties in neatly because I'm seeing a few questions pop up and it's just reminding me of questions that we get. Interested to know, let's just stay on collagen for a moment. Should you consume this product with a meal whilst consuming food, or is it better to take this kind of product as a standalone and give it some time and space on its own to be absorbed?
It depends on the individual. There's no real issue with taking it with food. Again, there's no real issue with mixing it with water if you want to, because you're not going to dilute the effects of the product. You're still getting the same amount of collagen within the body. You're still getting the same amount of all the other ingredients. So you can take the products however you feel more comfortable, because some people, although I think it tastes fantastic, some people may find it a little overpowering and they want to water it down, and that's not going to be an issue at all. So yeah, it can be taken whenever you want. It's not really going to impact on the absorption because if you're eating other food alongside it, the size of the particles of the collagen are going to get digested a lot quicker than real food, for example. So the body would still be working on digesting the real food, whilst the collagen can process through the body quite quickly.
It's interesting you mentioned the flavor, because in the first 2 weeks of ever launching a product, you get a lot of feedback on these kind of things. And the overwhelming amount of feedback we've had about how good the product tastes has been like particularly good to hear. There are going to be people, I mean, taste is so subjective. There are going to be some people who don't like it so much. I've not met anyone who dislikes it, but I have to say there's been a real pleasure to this product launch with the sheer volume of people who've come and commented on how well it tastes. And that is a part of the success of it. Let's just sidestep. I can still see tons of questions coming through. I will make time to pick some of these up, people. Let's now sidestep to the hyaluronic acid. And really, similar question, similar framing to what we just discussed regards to collagen, because these are the two hero ingredients. I mean, personally, I think that the pre and postbiotics are quite heroic too. But let's just spend a bit of time on the hyaluronic acid. One, the total amount. And then secondly, again, just even if it's the same mechanism and process, can you just talk us through that molecular weight, that total amount of molecular weight aspect again of the hyaluronic acid?
Yeah, so hyaluronic acid it's quite a difficult ingredient to work with in an oral consumption way, because if you have too much, it makes the product quite cement-like. So we went to the upper limits of where you can go with it while still maintaining the consistency, the integrity of the product. So we've got 120 milligrams of hyaluronic acid in this product. There's not many products on the market that have that. Also, mention the molecular weight. It works a little bit differently to collagen. So there's 800,000 is the Dalton size, so it's huge. But what happens is it's easier to break down than collagen is. So it gets absorbed into the body. It helps with self-production of hyaluronic acid. And then the fragments that are not absorbed, they basically break down further on, and then they help with the further production of hyaluronic acid as well. So it's a different mechanism to how collagen is absorbed. So it kind of breaks down into smaller fragments which go into the bloodstream and go to the skin, and then the other ones that are left around, that gets broken down and helps with hyaluronic acid production. So you don't get a lot of wastage with it. So it's quite an interesting mechanism on how that works.
That's lent me into something quite nicely, actually, and I'm kind of glad that your answer has stumbled upon this, because I can see the question cropping up again and again with the notion of why 10 days. And yours is actually a big part of this notion of, you know, what it prompts the body to do. But before I delve into that, when you mentioned the total amount and actually what happens to a product if you put too much in, I do remember a part of our earlier conversations where I was trying to get you to put 200 milligram in, and getting the constant feedback that we can do that, but it will be like cement. Those words echoed in my head. So the thing is, just to tap on that, and I'm going to contribute here on the notion of the 10-day. Just what you got to bear in mind, everyone listening to this, collagen boost, the name's not a coincidence. So for us, our approach to skincare and general skin health begins with, and the daily practice is the health protocol. So it's the balance oil. It's ensuring that you've got a sufficient amount of the omega-3, those polyphenols on a daily basis. The prebiotic, nurturing the gut. You know, and do we have time? I don't know. Let's see if we have enough time in this meetings of mine to discuss the gut-skin axis. But believe me, it stems from nurturing the gut and optimizing gut health. And we have a really strong strategy on that with Xenobiotic. And then it's that flourish of vitamins and minerals that we provide with Extend and Extend Plus. There is your daily strategy. Boost is literally about a targeted approach once a month for 10 days. And as I'm hoping you can really get a good insight on now, quite intensively so, because we're looking at something that really interacts with the system from a synthesis point of view. So it's high amount of collagen at the finest possible grade. It's high amount of hyaluronic acid, again, a superb grade, along with those what I'd call follow-through nutrients that are playing an active part in the product. And when we look at skin turnover ratio, which is typically between 10 and 14 days, what we're looking at is, along with the health protocol, there is a daily strategy that is nurturing skin health. And then what we are encouraging people to do is 10 days every month is give that a boost of these specific components. One of the questions in there is this notion, well, other companies say this. You're probably right. And we did our due diligence and looked at other companies. Other companies are offering you less collagen, and it's a standalone product. Other companies are offering you less hyaluronic acid, and it's a standalone product. We are really maxing out and tapping out on high levels of both for what it does with regards to how it boosts those levels and the interaction with the system as a whole. So I get it. I totally get it. There's a lot of talk around the space. I've met a lot of self-professed experts in this space. I would qualify Rich as a genuine one of those experts who's out there in the field making a difference on a global scale. But the reality is that this is a different approach because it's not a Me Too product. We are doing things differently. And so you've got to consider, just to get this concept clear in your mind, our daily strategy is our health protocol. And Boost is the perfect partner to the health protocol because of what it does. Now I'm going to throw a question on you, Rich, because I get asked this a lot and it's come up. Someone's put overdose is dangerous. Of course it is. Overdose of anything is dangerous. This bottle's full of water. If I have too much, I'll drown. But the appropriate amount is advantageous. I aim to drink about 2.5 liters of this today, and I would encourage you all to do the same. Likewise, top up on your vitamin D. It's that time of year. Don't be fooled by the brightness of the sun. There's no UVB in it. And there's always that notion that you can overdose. Of course you can, but that's not the problem. The problem we have in the world is that most people don't take enough. That's the real problem, and that's what it's a solution for. But let's get back into something of more kind of substance on this notion, back to the product really, which is the follow-up ingredients, Rich, and those other things that we followed up and put in. And if you don't mind, just spend a little bit more time on the pre and the postbiotic, particularly the plenibiotic, which, as you've already stated, is a rare commodity in it. You know, given the gut skin axis, and how those two components interact, and really how finely positioned they are. What do you think is going to be the kind of the next steps in that space? I've already mentioned that we're ready to reevaluate and kick on as we go forward. But what do you think are likely to be the next steps in that kind of space?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. The obviously the biggest companies are looking into this, and obviously you've got the gut skin axis, as you mentioned, you've got the gut brain axis, and this is one of the most interesting areas in nutraceuticals, and will be for the next 50 years, because by improving that gut biome, we can actually change our overall health massively. There's, say, with a plenibiotic, again, as I mentioned during the presentation, it's a brand new ingredient. This is the first product it's been used in, so globally, and it's been backed by science. There's lots of clinical research to show it has benefits for immunity. It has benefits for balancing your gut biome, increasing the floral content of that with very good gut bacteria, and also benefiting skin health. So what will happen and continue to happen is the investigation into how that gut, because nobody really understands how it all works at the minute. So there's so much research going into how we can make that gut biome targeted, more targeted. So they'll be looking at different ways that it can help. Eventually, they'll have it where they can reduce morbid disease, and that it'll be targeted postbiotics and probiotics, improving cognitive function, which there are some out there already that helps with that. And it's just a massive market that's going to, as I say, it's going to grow, and they're spending so much money investigating it at the minute, because it's still an unknown, it's still a really unknown area, because it's so complex, and the gut biome contains so much bacteria, billions and billions of different bacteria, which we're made up of more bacteria than we are ourselves. So it's quite a scary thought, really. So we've got more things living in us than actually we are human. So it is quite odd, but that's going to be the next evolution of nutrition, is ensuring that the gut biome is more well understood, and we can get more targeted products for different health conditions.
Yeah, and and you did right. There's so much we know with regards to cause and effect, but not necessarily the mechanism. And I mean, we find that as an organization an exciting space, and we intend to do some big things in that area actually within the next 12 months. Let's go back to the formulation a little bit. This is a question that crops up a lot, and I've seen it appear in the box. I've explained it a few times, but it'd be great for you, really. We've got collagen 1, 2, 3, but in the product we've opted for collagen 1 and 3. So why 1 and 3, and why did we not put type 2 in there?
Yeah, so type 2 collagen is primarily targeted for joint health. And to get that, you get that mainly from chicken collagen. Okay. So the benefits to skin health, that there's not a massive amount of research in relation to type 2 collagen being beneficial for skin. Whereas type 1 and 3 collagen, which is, you find that primarily in marine, as we have here, and also bovine. So that has huge research behind it from the last 20 years for skin health. And there's more and more coming out in relation to joint health as well. So as we'd mentioned previously, this product, although hugely beneficial for skin health, it's also hugely beneficial for joint health with the hyaluronic acid angle as well. So them two working synergistically helps retain the moisture within the skin, and helps improve wrinkles and all those benefits. But they also work synergistically in increasing the synovial fluid between your joints. So they work together to reduce joint pain. So there's lots of research around hyaluronic acid and osteoarthritis. And there's more and more research coming out why type 1 and type 3 can also benefit joint health. So that's basically the reason why. The main aims for skin health and boosting that skin, but then we've also got the side benefits of increasing and improving joint health.
Yeah, yeah, and that I mean, essentially that's how I've positioned it as well. It's far more targeted with the selection of 1 and 3. It's far more targeted, and there is what I would call like architectural benefit with regards to the impact that type 1 and 3 have on structures within the system, whether it's the extracellular matrix, whether it's the membranes, even of other aspects of the body. And it plays, it plays an active role in supporting even things like not only muscle function, but again, muscle structure. And so a lot of people, and it's important to, I guess, really like acknowledge this. This is a product that was targeted towards enhancing skin health and therefore, skin appearance. It does have systemic effect. It will attribute benefits to other parts of the system. It's not mono in approach. It's not that it only does this. But when you come into a choice of formulation, and Rich, you'll have huge background in this. We've put a lot in, but you really do have to make choices, don't you? Because you can't put everything in. We have this saying is that, we can give you a multivitamin with everything you want, but it'd be the size of a house brick. And it comes the same to this, isn't it? There are technical limitations that influence your choices, and that brings a level of focus and refinement, aren't there? So my question is that, do you feel that there's anything that, within what we've achieved and within what we've done, that you'd say, okay, so a future generation of this, we might alter that, we might consider this. Is there anything you can see that we might develop in the next 18 months, 2 years?
In relation to the 10-day boost, as I mentioned when I first started, having worked in this field for many years in relation to collagen and working on collagen products, I've come across collagen products mixed with vitamin C and hyaluronic acid, which is a standard product. I've never come across a product where we've put together so many quality ingredients that work so well together. We've tried to do things like that in the past, but they usually taste rubbish. What we've managed to achieve here is squeezing ingredients in there at the active dose, which is vitally important, that actually all have an effect and work well together. So where we stand now, I can say hand on heart that this is the strongest skin health product that you can take orally on the market. So for now, I wouldn't say there's anything else that I could add to this that would improve it, because we are where we are with a product that's got everything in there that we need.
Well, an answer on that point then, Rich. I'm kind of I've been keeping a bit of an eye on the questions as they come through, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the chat and I'm going to hand pick a few of the questions. And when I do this, and I apologize everyone, I can't ask every question that's in here because there's lots. And what I try to do is I try to look at the ones that are going to be most relevant to everyone. I appreciate you might have some real personal questions, but I'm going to try and look at the ones that are most relevant, I think, to most people. So let's delve into it then. Just give me a moment to have a look through here. So there's one question that I'm going to answer just because it concerns me a little bit, which is, what are the farmed fish fed? No idea, because this is fresh, wild, Atlantic, harvested fish, MSC certified. So these are not farmed fish. So please don't worry any further about that. And I've no idea what farm fish are fed, which is why at all costs I encourage people to avoid them. Here's one I'm going to ask you to answer. Can they recommend collagen boost to a 10-year-old child if she's got knee problems? She's an athlete, rapid growth, and got a cartilage problem. I know my answer. But Rich, because you've got a huge background in sport, athleticism, and you're a collagen expert, what's your take on that question?
Yeah, the difficulty is any medical question, it's always referred to a medical professional before you want to give them a product. In relation to the ingredients within the products, there's nothing in there that you would say would be of an issue. And it would be of benefit, but it wouldn't be on us or Zinzino to be able to promote it to children or to people with medical conditions, because it's up to the individual to ask a medical professional their advice first.
Good answer. Safe to do, but it's not down to us to prescribe that and given those kind of issues. And also, I would say that if you are, whereas the types of collagen that are in this do have a systemic benefit, when I listen to that, I would be encouraging you to have a conversation with your doctor, and then I will be starting to consider something that maybe has more of a focus on type 2, but that would be the best advice I can give you. But what we offer will actually provide some architectural structural support, and it's safe to take, but take advice from a doctor. Someone's put, is 10 days enough? I've tried to explain that, but our notion of this is that it's 10 days every month, that you get on board with having this as a part of a monthly strategy. That's what we do. The daily strategy is the health protocol, and the monthly strategy is the collagen boost. What about people with fish allergy? Can they use the product? Rich?
Yeah, obviously it is classed as an allergen on the product. So it's the chances of it causing an impact is quite remote, but it depends on the individual and how allergic they are to fish. We've never heard of anybody having a reaction, but at the same time, that's on the individual. It's an allergen, and it's on the back of the pack stating it's an allergen. So if you have any worries, I would probably avoid it.
Absolutely. That's our take on this as well. It's a fish protein. If you have an allergen, we caution on the allergen. I would avoid the product. Someone's put, should I take 10 sachets within 10 days or every 3 days? 10 sachets, 10 days, and then repeat that process every month. Take every day 10 days to build up a real kind of what I'd call residual effect. Let me have a look here. I'm avoiding the ones that are medically related now, because we really can't answer medical questions. One, they're too individualized, and it's not our role within this. It is. Can pregnant women take it when they're breastfeeding? We say no. We discourage you from doing that. Okay, so pregnant women, pregnant and breastfeeding mothers, avoid the product during that time. Someone's put 10 days, and why not every day? You could take this product every day if you so choose to do so. You can. You can do that. That's fine. What we're encouraging is that our routine is the health protocol that encompasses and enhances, bolsters and promotes really good gut health, systemic health, skin health, and that this is a 10-day boost to that every month. But if you want to take it every day, then that's entirely your choice, and you can do that. Can you take it with other products? Yes. Let me see if I can get some specific ones around the product for us. There's a lot of repeated ones, so I apologize. I'm going to work through the ones that I basically can. So here's a good one, and I think we might have different answers to this, Rich. So it's someone's put beauty, or is it necessary for basic general health? So if you don't mind, Rich, actually no, Rich, you go first, and then I'm going to answer that one secondly.
Yeah, from my point of view, for general health, it covers a lot of the. It's got a lot of ingredients in there that obviously help with skin. It helps with beauty, but fundamentally, a lot of those ingredients help with general health as well. So it has a crossover between the beauty and general wellness. So obviously it's classed as a collagen boost to take your skin to the next level, which we've discussed, and it targets that, but it also benefits general health.
See, I think we're going to answer the same, but in a different way. So for me and for us, it was really about skin health, and that we know that a measurable outcome of skin health is better looking skin. And I think that's the difference in how we approach this compared to other people who are working in this industry. A lot of people have taken the approach of how can you make the skin look good? And some of you who've heard me talk will have heard me use the analogy. You know, you can polish your car, you can clean your car, you can make the car look great. But if the engine doesn't work and it's got no wheels, it's not going to function. And it might look good, but it's not doing what it's intended to do. And for us, our approach was keeping that engine in tip-top condition, making sure the wheels are spinning, and making sure we clean the car at the end of the day. So for us, this is very much about skin health. It's about a far more holistic approach to skin health, and it is skin from within, addressing what are the primary causes that compromise skin integrity and skin aesthetics, how the skin looks, by getting to the root of the health causes. And that's why it's not a one-off. You know, it's about building off the back of the good that is created by the health protocol, and then literally bringing about this boost every month as a real way to top this off. So for me, the health aspect to it is where it begins and ends. And the beauty aspect of it, and remember, beauty is always subjective. That is the kind of the bonus outcome, is that it makes the skin shine. Let me go through. We've got like a couple of minutes that we can ask one or two more questions. So let me take a look. There are so many questions, and I appreciate everybody putting your questions in the chat. Let's have a look. So genuinely, I've got to point this out. Somebody's tried to invite me to an event um, in the chat. I can't answer that now. Please drop me an email and I'll get back around to whether or not I can attend your event. Let's have a look here. Someone's put, it's not an option to eliminate xenobiotic. No, 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 no. Health protocol, balance oil, xenobiotic extender, your dailies. They are your dailies. It's not that. Let's have a look. I'm not going to answer questions about other organizations, about who's doing what and when. There's lots of people who are operating in the space. When we come to develop a product, we always look at what's out there. We look at the research, we look at the evidence, the strength of the science, and then we really start to pull that together as to what we think is going to make a really good formulation. And it was at that point that we engaged Rich and his expertise to really fine tune that and really make it what it is. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Trying to think if there's any new questions in there. I think we've covered most of what I can see because of what's going on here. Don't want I'm avoiding the disease questions because, like I've said, it's not really on us. You should speak to your doctor, your oncologist, your specialist whenever it comes to taking any type of supplement or product. Here's one. Should we finish on this one or not? So, can you overdose on it? Yes, you can overdose on it. It's going to be the last question I'll here today, and I'll answer this. But of course, you can overdose on it, and we really don't want you to do that. There's no point or benefit at all. Just take the recommended amount. So take the recommended amount per day. It's safe. The amounts that we're given are really within safe guidelines, so there's very little risk. Just go with the recommendation. Please don't. Too much of anything is never a good thing. Earlier on, I kind of flippantly made a comment about water and all the rest of it, and that might seem like a joke or an offhand comment, but it's not. The reality is, when it comes to most of the nutrients, nutrient deficiencies, and actually bolstering health, it's about ensuring that we're taking the right amounts and sufficient amounts of the right type of nutrients. And we work really, really hard to be, one, compliant with national and international guidelines, and secondly, consistent with what the recommendations are from the research. And so that's what we encourage you to do. We always play really strictly within those parameters. So just if you follow what we encourage, if you follow the advice we give, you're going to be safe, you're going to be effective, and you're going to get really great, meaningful, positive outcomes. So we are on the hour. Thank you, Rich, for enlightening us, for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. It's been a privilege to have you here. I've really enjoyed this. I hope everybody who's on here has enjoyed it too. There's been a huge amount of people with us online who've stayed with us, and this will be shared afterwards. So, Rich, huge thanks on behalf of everyone at Zinzino. I look forward to catching up with you soon. To everyone else, we will see you in 2 months' time for what will be the last meetings of minds of the year. So keep an eye out for who'll be there and exactly when that will be. And until then, do well, be well, stay well, and we'll see you all further down the road.